Okay, today I'm gonna teach you the functions of command button in Visual Basics. So what are the command button that we use and what are the functions of this button? So here we have, you can see here, there is add. So add is to add record in the record set. Number two is next, to move to the next record. So when you click next, this record will be changed to the next record. Another one is previous. So when previous, to move to the previous record. So backward, okay? It will move to the previous. Next is delete. So you can, when you press delete, you can delete the record. So, and then another one is save, to save a record in the record set. So you can do this when you click add and then you already finish typing everything here. You can press save. Another one is update. So you can update a record. You can change the picture. You can change the gender, the class level, the address, phone number. Next is the first button. You can see it will move to the first record. So once you click first, this will move to the first record. Okay, it will display the first record. Next is last. So it will move to the last record. And then the last one is close. It will move or it will close the form rather. These are the command button functions. This every command button has its own function and responsibilities. Okay, what are some of the definition of terms? We will use the rs add new. So this will move the cursor to the first field, which is the student number, to add record. We will also apply a command button that enabled. So you can enable the button or you can also disable. So if you set the button enabled to false, so the button will be disabled. Later I will show you how to do this in Visual Basic. And then when you click rs.add new, then update mode is equal to true. So here we can use the rs.update. If you want to add a record, we should use rs.update to add the record, because if you don't do this, the record will not be added. And here, this is the way how you can refer to the fields in the record set. Let's say this one, rs.fields, student number dot value. So it refers to the student number field value in the record set let's say we have a table name profile there. In our example, we have a record set name profile. So there we have a student number field, and then you can refer to the value if you want to refer to the value of the student number. You can also close the record set using rs.close. And then you can cancel the update. So during your when you are adding a record, and let's say there is a message box that asking you to save the record. So if you don't want to save the record, you should cancel the update. You should execute this command, rs.cancel update. So this will cancel adding or updating the record in the record set. Because if you don't do this, if you don't cancel the update when you execute this rs.addNew, and you don't and in case that you don't want to save the record, you should use this cancel rs.cancel update. If you don't do this, your form will collapse. Next is rs.eof. You are referring to the end of file or end of record in the record set. Then another one is the rs.bof, beginning of file or beginning of record. So we are referring to the beginning of file. So we are using this rs.eof and rs.bof to check if there is a record, or to check if we are already in the end of file or we are already at the beginning of the file. That is why there is a method like this in a record set to check if we are of where we are in the record. We can check if there is no record. That is the purpose of EOF, which is end of file, and BOF, which is beginning of file. We can check if we are in the beginning of file, and we can check if we are in the end of the record or end of file. Now there is the syntax for add new is very simple. rs dot expression dot add new. Okay, if you want to add records, our expression is rs, because we define rs as string and we define rs as our record set, so we can use rs, which is referring to the table profile that add new. So when you execute this command, Visual Basic is waiting for you to add records, and the only way you can cancel this add new is to this one, rs.cancel update, if you want to cancel adding or updating the records. Okay, so be careful when using rs.addNew. If you don't want to add the records, you can use cancel rs.cancel update. You see, we use the cancel update method to cancel any pending updates resulting from an edit or add new operation. Okay, you can see here. Next is the message box. You can use MSGVox, if we want to save the records, a message box will appear, and then they are asking you to if you want to save. There is settings there. You can see here some of the message box. This is a message box that will appear if you want. Let's say if you want to delete the record, if you want to save the record, and there is a button yes or no. There's a lot of types of message box here. You can see the syntax, MSGVox, the from. What is the from? It is a required string. Let's say you can say message box from save the record. Let's say your prompt is save the records. And then what is the buttons? So what types of button do you want? Do you want what are the title? Do you want a button like yes or no? As you can see here, these are the buttons that we can see. Okay, okay, only okay button is displayed, and then okay and cancel. So which type of button do you want to apply? So in our case, we will use the BB yes no, which having display yes and no. If you press yes, and then something will happen. If you press no, then something will happen in the form. It depends on the code that you put inside. Okay, here is the record set. As you can see, when we create the Visual Data Manager, here is the record set. So here is the record set. Here is the record set, the RS, and here is the form. So here when we click add new, all the data here will be erased. Okay? Okay, I will continue this later because I will not have a very long video. I don't want a very long video. We will continue when we click add. You can add records. Okay, thank you and see you again next time. Bye bye.